Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be reacting to the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, so let's jump right in.
When the world felt so cruel and bleak,
Having this kind of music, this really feels like a Disney movie. It's hard to see Donkey Kong as a Disney princess. It's kind of an interesting choice. Well, they have been leaning more into the cinematic with the movies lately. Bananza. So this is the, I guess this is Donkey Kong's buddy. Wait. Is this Pauline?
Golden Bananas, the discovery of the century, made right here on
Wait,
King
what?
Isle. This is excellent
She's
news
in the
for
rock.
#1 banana fan, Donkey Kong. However, just as he's about to enjoy the notable bananas, a sudden tempest sends him deep down underground.
This kind of feels like the
As his
opening
adventure begins, DK
of Donkey
teams
Kong
up
Country
with
Returns a little bit.
But it's no rock at all. It's actually a talented young singer named Pauline.
It is Pauline.
Now,
Okay.
Donkey Kong just wants bananas. And Pauline wants to find a way back home to the
How did
surface.
she get
It's
to be in
said
a
that
rock?
one's wish will be granted by reaching the planet core. So the unlikely duo set off on a strange subterranean adventure.
Okay, interesting.
The story takes place in the underground world, where the scenery changes the deeper you go. Some layers are so spectacular
The
that it's
graphics
hard
are
to
pretty good.
believe you're underground.
It reminds me a lot of Odyssey.
DK can run, jump, and climb.
Oh, and the
through
destructible
each
terrain,
environment.
that's right.
Using his incredible physical prowess, you can freely move in any direction. But that's not all. Almost anything
Yeah, his
in your
movement
path,
does seem really
you can
fluid,
smash,
especially when he's climbing the walls.
crash,
And I really like
and
this
bash.
ability to kind of improvise weapons from
You
the
can even do
environment. That's
this
really
to
cool.
a massive rock formation. You know, if you want.
Somebody's gonna
As
do
you
art with
barrel
this,
through obstacles in
guaranteed.
your path, you'll also collect golden bananas, known as Banandium gems.
They're really leaning into the
More on
banana
those
thing. Vanadium gems?
Let's take a look at some of the things this Kong can do. Punch, smash enemies, walls, the ground, and most things you can get your hands on with incredible force.
That's cool. They could have like a lot of hidden
Destruction can
things
lead to
underground.
discoveries. So set off a chain reaction and see what happens.
Yeah, they can have a lot of hidden
Dive
items
punch.
pretty much anywhere.
Unleash a powerful punch directly downward. How deep you punch into the ground depends on the strength of the terrain. Roll forward. Roll at high speed and send lighter
So he's got a
objects soaring.
pretty
Combine this
pretty
with
diverse
punches and
moveset.
jumps to really mix things up. Hand slap. Make some noise to collect
and that's straight out of
scattered
Donkey
items.
Kong Country.
Or detect hidden objects using sonar.
Sonar.
You can even
Okay.
use your feet when your hands are occupied. Tear off. Grab a chunk of terrain and tear it off.
Yeah, this is the most
Or
notable thing
tear
from the
up turnips
reveal.
to find items. And even tear chunks off your foes.
You can find banana chips in your turnips.
Swing. Grab a chunk and swing it to attack.
Yeah, I
Harder
like
chunks
this.
can be used to
This
break
reminds me a little bit
stone
of Breath of the
with ease.
Wild, of like finding
Or
weapons.
smash spiky thorns.
Not as many. Obviously, there's not as much
Chunk
variety.
jump. Use a
Chunk
chunk
jump.
to double jump. This will
Oh,
help
okay.
you reach new heights. Throw. Throw a chunk. Or aim at a target like this. Throwing a boom rock or gold can have explosive effects. If you
Yeah,
throw
games
chunks
like
made of
this that
softer
offer a lot
material,
of different
you can
ways.
stick them to a surface and pile them up.
That's interesting. So you can build stuff.
Turf serve.
Okay,
This
that's
lets
pretty
you
cool.
ride on chunks.
So that'll give you a lot of different ways to solve puzzles
Speed
in the
up and
game.
aim for smaller enemies to knock them away. Make music.
Make
The
music.
power of Pauline's singing will help show you the way. It can also remove these strange seals that someone left behind.
I feel like they're taking a lot of like 3D Mario, like Mario Odyssey,
You'll discover in the underground
and
world.
blending it with more recent Zelda titles like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
So carve your own path with DK's abilities.
Yeah, and a floating rock so it can fly too. It's kind of like the glider.
The many layers of the underground world are host to a variety of inhabitants.
Oh. Ostriches and
Some are
zebras.
mysterious and aren't too bothered by DK's destructive tendencies. It looks like
Oh, it's
Cranky Kong
Rambi.
and his companion Rambi are also
Cranky Kong's in
venturing
this
through the
too.
layers of the world. Then there are the giant elders. It's
kind of interesting because-
the underground world home.
Oh,
They're
okay.
said to possess ancient Bananza powers.
A lot of thoughts here.
By learning their Bananza powers, Pauline's singing can do something special. She can make
DK!
Donkey Kong transform.
Kind of curious about the timeline with Cranky Kong being in this and this being Donkey Kong Jr. meeting Pauline. That's kind of breaks the timeline on the original video games a little bit. So it's kind of like a prequel to Mario Odyssey in a way. He's the mayor of New Donk City.
He can even breeze over water
Well, that's pretty cool.
or crumbling pathways.
So you're getting transformations
That's the
too.
Swift Zebra Bananza.
They're giving you a really big tool
Oh, yeah.
set.
He can also turn into an ostrich, a flying ostrich.
And you got
Spread
flight,
your
okay.
wings and soar through the sky.
Yeah, they're really making it very open world.
You can use updrafts to gain more air. Then drop egg bombs from great heights to send enemies scattering. That's right, it's Ostrich Bananza!
Dropping
Bananza
bombs.
transformations don't last forever though. You can transform again by collecting gold to build up your Banergy.
It feels like they're adding a lot of light RPG elements to it and taking it more towards something like a Zelda game.
You're not limited to when or where you transform, and you can swap between
Guessing he doesn't have an
transformations.
inventory.
So get creative and use them as you adventure to the planet core.
Although there are some, yeah, it looks like there are at least some limited resources that you have.
Standing in our hero's way is the Void Company.
The balloons
The
are
mightiest
usually
mining
lives.
operation both above ground and below.
And that dude totally looks like
Grumpy
Ganon.
Kong works to create
Grumpy Kong.
gigantic corporate soldiers. Poppy Kong is responsible for subterranean info gathering,
Poppy Kong.
while Void Kong is in charge.
It's an interesting
of the
choice to
whole
make the
company.
enemies Kongs.
This nefarious crew is responsible for the banana-stealing maelstrom on Ingot Isle, and they're heading straight down to the planet core.
Say bye-bye to the bananas. Yeah, Donkey Kong's not gonna have that.
But no! I'm going with DK, so you just stay away!
Voidco blocked off all the routes to the lower layers, so no one could reach them. DK and his pals will come face to face.
He's
with
like
the
wearing
enemies guarding
Link's
these routes.
tunic.
So use all the power at
But he
your
looks like
disposal
Ganon.
to take on a host of
That's very
powerful
funny.
foes. By
This looks like a lot of
defeating
fun.
them, giant sinkholes will open, clearing a path to the lower layers of the underground world.
I wonder how it's gonna work, like, moving between worlds.
Found
Or if
throughout
it's
the
more
underground
linear.
world are golden bananas called Banandium gems.
Banandium gems.
They're not always visible though. Sometimes they're buried in the walls, the ground, and other places.
Yeah, I can see where the
There
sonar
are
is
a
gonna
whole
be
bunch to
necessary.
find.
Somebody's gonna
You can
totally
also
like break
obtain
every
these gems
block.
by completing challenges in the ruins found throughout your adventure.
Let's do this.
Just thinking about that digging game that came out, was a little bit viral.
Limited battles,
Somebody trying to dig out like every piece of dirt. Somebody's gonna do that in this game, I guarantee it.
courses where you'll need clever solutions.
Well, that's cool that you've got some challenge runs.
Side-scrolling stages and more.
Having some puzzles and challenges are great. And this is classic Donkey Kong Country, it looks like.
Keep your eyes peeled to find the Bananza gems. There are plenty of ruins to discover. So
This looks like
give
the
them a
original
try.
arcade. That's good that they're mixing in some of the 2D stuff as well. Adds a lot of variety to the gameplay. Oh, banana.
As you collect Bananza gems, you'll gain skill points. These can be used to increase stats such as your max health or the destructive power of your punches. Power
okay.
up Donkey Kong to match your playstyle.
So we have a skill tree.
For example, if you strengthen your sonar, you'll be able to detect treasure from further away, which could lead to new
Interesting.
discoveries.
Also, this
Or
music.
use skill
I haven't made a
points
comment
to
about
learn
it, but there's a
new
lot of
skills.
classic Donkey Kong Country music in
There
here.
are
David
all sorts
Wise,
of items to
awesome,
find as
awesome
you
composer.
explore. Bananza chips are shaped like slices of banana. And they can be traded for Bananza gems at the chip exchange.
Interesting.
These gold nuggets are, unsurprisingly, called gold.
So you
can
got character
exchange gold for
builds.
useful items at the stuff
They
shop.
are definitely making this RPG light,
There
at
are
least.
fossils too. You can
Having
trade
different
these
builds for Donkey
different
Kong is
fashions
just-
at local style shops.
Something I would have never thought of in a Donkey Kong game. But that is kind of
Just
cool. It
open the
definitely
closet
adds
and customize the
a lot of
perfect
variety
fits
to the
for Donkey Kong
gameplay.
and Pauline. Or even change up your fur color. No look
allows
is
for
too much
different play
Donkey Kong,
styles.
or too little. Almost every article of clothing comes with its own benefits. So
And
mix
cosmetics,
match your
wow.
look to suit the situation.
Yeah, this looks like a
If you
lot
find
more
a
than I was
treasure chest buried
expecting.
in the ground, crack it open, and you might receive a treasure map showing the location of Bananza gems or fossils. Their locations will be marked on your map.
What if this is
helpful for finding
multiplayer?
collectibles. You can also see which fossils
We
and
haven't seen any
Bananza
of the
gems you
others,
collected,
like
making it
Diddy
easy to
Kong or
see how
Dixie
close you
Kong.
are to completion. There's
Or maybe
plenty
you can
more to
play
do
one
in the
person as
underground
Pauline,
world
one
when
person
not
as Donkey
adventuring.
Kong.
Need a rest? Carve out a space and enjoy a getaway where you can recover in bed.
Does this have housing? Can
and
you build a
enjoy
house?
listening to tunes with the music player.
Kind of leaning into
You
some
might even
elements of
find
Minecraft, if
discs
that's
when
the case
defeating
too.
enemies.
Just being able to kind of sculpt the world.
When it
Build a
comes to
house.
moving between layers, subterranean eels have your back.
And that guy
These
looks like
eel
King Jabu
layers will
Jabu
help
if you saw the...
easily move between
the
layers
playthrough
you
Echoes
visited
of
at
Wisdom.
any time. And if you get lost, no need to worry. You can always teleport within the layer you're currently exploring.
Say teleport?
In photo mode, you can freely change the in-game camera angle and adjust other settings to snap pics.
Yeah, they're really going all out with this.
Get a photo like this, or that. Unleash your inner shutterbug and create your own captivating scenes.
It's like they've taken the best
By
of...
sharing a Joy-Con 2 controller or using
Taking the
a
best of
second
like the
set,
more
you
recent
and a
Nintendo
pal can
games and
control
kind of
Donkey
added
Kong
most of
and
those
Pauline
elements here in some
separate to
form.
buddy up in local co-op
So we
play.
can do
As
two-player.
Pauline, you can unleash vocal blasts
That's
using
interesting.
Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. You can also copy the material of nearby terrain to give your vocals even more texture. By working together, even tough enemies don't stand a chance.
It's interesting that it's throwing the words. Kind of reminds me of like the old Batman
This
movies.
game also supports
Ow,
game share.
zap.
Even if only one player has the game, they can quickly share it to
Okay.
another player so they can join on their own system. It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch system.
So can you play like
Plus,
two-player on a
you can play
TV?
online between Nintendo Switch 2 systems using Game Share via Game Chat.
And they're really leaning into the game share too. I think that's awesome.
If you need a little
Being able
help
to
with all
have
the
multiple
platforming
consoles
action,
without the
Assist
cart.
mode is the way to play. It guides you in the right direction,
Oh no, that's cool
halves
too.
the damage you receive, and more. Assist mode supports you in your adventure to be the best
Ooh.
Kong you
It
can
might be
be.
nice to be able to turn, like, to do that
Outside of the
separately.
main game, there's a mode
To be able
where
to
you
turn
can
on the
carve
guide
stone
without
using
having
mouse
the
controls
damage
called
reduction.
DK Artist.
Oh, and this is straight out.
Rotate to
This
paint.
is like the beginning of like Mario 64.
Carve
You
material.
couldn't quite do this, but having the stretchy
Or add
Mario
some
face
back
to
on.
play with.
You can even change the lighting and add
Oh, people are gonna love
delectable
having
banana
art like this, having an art tool that you can play with.
effects. Give it a try and sculpt to your heart's
And that was a
content.
Mario face, a pizza. This reminds me of like painting a little
This
sculpture when I
game
was a
also
kid
supports
for my
amiibo
grandfather.
accessories. A new Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo figure is also on the way.
That's a cool
Scanning it unlocks
amiibo.
Pauline's Diva dress. By scanning
A
the
little bit of an
Donkey Kong
unlockable
series
there.
amiibo shown here, gold Kong tiles with explosive power will appear. Every other amiibo released up to this point is also compatible. If you scan them, you'll get giant spheres like these.
Oh, interesting, different materials. Yeah, that's a cool little bonus. It's not like game breaking if you don't have the amiibos.
I love to sing more than
I only have a few of them. I don't really like collect the amiibos, but it's cool that you get a little bit of a bonus with them. But they didn't lean too heavily into them.
to the surface. You and me, we can make it more than a dream.
Can make it more than a dream. This feels like this. I said at the beginning. This really feels like a Disney song. This is like a Disney
Join
story.
the powerful Donkey Kong and the talented singer Pauline as they set out on an adventure
And she's like a
to
kid
the
here.
fabled planet Core.
How does this lead into? Oh wait, that was Diddy Kong and Dixie
Own special.
riding on Rambi. How does this lead into the arcade game? What's the timeline?
Donkey Kong Bananza.
Bananza.
Available July 17th only on Nintendo Switch 2. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. The Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo will also be available July 17th.
July 17th. So just a month from today. Actually, a day less than a month from today. So wait, let's go back here a little bit. I want to see. Yeah, this. So Dixie Kong and Diddy Kong riding on Rambi, while Donkey Kong and Pauline are also riding on Rambi. That's kind of interesting. So they are. This is taking place, I guess, around the time of Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country 2. We've got Dixie. Kind of want to go back and see the see some of the RPG elements again here.
Called Banandium Gems. They're not always visible though. Sometimes they're buried in the walls, the ground, and other places. As you collect Banandium Gems, you'll gain
So you connect
skill
Vanadium
points.
Gems.
These can be used to increase stats such as your max health or the destructive power of your punches. Power up Donkey Kong to match your
It's a lot of. It's like 12, 13, 14, 16 different unlockable skills there.
For example,
And they
you can
have
strengthen
multiple
your
levels.
fists, such as your max health or the destructive power of your punches. Power up Donkey Kong to match your
It's interesting to have a skill tree
For example,
in Donkey
if
Kong.
you strengthen your sonar, you'll be able to detect
I wonder if
treasure
there's
from
enough,
further away,
like if you play
which
over and
could
over
lead
again,
to new
if you can
discoveries.
collect enough gems to unlock everything.
Or use
or if
skill
it's
points
just,
to learn new skills.
You know, there's a limited amount and you kind of have to make a choice.
There
That would
are
make it
all
interesting
sorts
to
of
kind of
items to
replay that
find
and
as
try
you
different
explore.
builds.
Banandium chips are shaped like slices of
Hopefully
banana.
you can reset that too if you don't like your
And
build.
they can be traded for Banandium gems at the chip exchange. These gold nuggets are, unsurprisingly, called gold.
Gold.
You can exchange gold for useful items at the stuff shop.
The balloons
There are
make me
fossils,
think.
too.
Go back. The balloons make me
Called
think
gold.
lives for sure.
You can exchange gold
And he's got, what has he got up there? He's got a balloon, a bag of something,
for useful items at the
and is that a soda can, like an energy
Stuff
drink? Yeah, it's these, you can buy them here, it looks like. So you do have consumables.
There are fossils too.
Oh wait, did it say it right there?
You can trade these for chip exchange. These gold nuggets are, unsurprisingly, called gold.
Called gold.
You can exchange gold for useful items at the stuff shop.
Recover with no damage after falling over. Okay, so it's a life. And pressed from Vanadium melons, activate a Bananza without a full Bananza meter. Okay. And then what was it? Like just a second back.
At the stuff shop.
What was the other thing? This. Press from giant. Oh, apple juice. Automatically restores all health if it reaches 0. Consumes 1 can. Okay.
There are
So there's lots of
fossils, too.
things to collect.
You can trade
well.
these for different fashions at local style shops.
Yeah, and all the cosmetics too.
Just open the closet and
So you have to get the
customize
you have to get the
perfect
fossils
fit
or
for Donkey Kong
collectibles
and
to get
Pauline.
the unlocks
Or even
for the
change up your
for
fur color.
the
No look is
cosmetics.
too much for Donkey Kong or too little.
Naked.
Almost every article of
I
clothing
guess that is
comes with its
the way you
own
normally see him
benefits.
before
So
the
mix and match your
more
look
recent
to suit
games.
the situation.
The new look is growing on me with the new eyebrows.
If you find a treasure chest
A little more
buried in the ground,
expressive.
crack it open, and you might receive a treasure map showing the location.
This is gonna be a lot of
Banandium
fun.
gems or fossils.
Just the destructible environment alone, just being able to like
locations will
run
be marked on
around
your
and
map.
break things.
Pretty helpful for
And
finding
seeing all that right
collectibles.
there, all of the stuff
Their
that's
locations will be
broken,
marked on your map.
like all of that right there, it seems like maybe that is like permanent or persistent and it
Pretty
remembers
helpful
like
for
what you've
finding
broken.
collectibles.
And the size of this
You can
level
also
kind of
see which
reminds me a little
fossils
bit
and Banandium
of
gems you
like
collected.
Mario 3D World.
Their locations will be marked on your map. Pretty
I wonder how
helpful for
big,
finding
like,
collectibles.
what it considers a level
You
or
can
what it
also
considers
see
a
which
world,
fossils and Banandium gems
and
you
how far you
collected,
can kind of go,
making
if
it
it's
easy
more
to
open
see how
world or if
close
it's
you
more
are to
level based.
completion.
Oh wow.
There's plenty more to do in the. Also see which fossils and Banandium gems you've collected.
So you have different
making it
layers.
easy to see how close you are
And then you've got all these things to all these things to
to
collect.
completion.
Wow, okay.
There's plenty more to do in the underground world when not adventuring. Need a rest? Carve out a space and enjoy a getaway where you can recover in bed.
I wonder if this is just like
And
a
enjoy
static
listening to
thing or if
tunes
it's something
with
you can
your music player.
customize. You can change the music too.
You might even find new discs when defeating enemies.
It's kind of like a Fortnite thing where you can change the change the music.
When it comes to moving between layers, subterranean eels have your back.
Subterranean eel.
These elevators will help you
Teleport.
easily move between layers you visited at any time.
Okay, so you can go
And if
back.
you get lost, no need to worry. You can always teleport within the layer you're currently exploring.
Teleport there?
In photo mode, you can freely change the in-game camera angle and adjust other settings to snap pics.
Yeah, they're doing a lot with being
Get a photo
creative,
like this.
being able to create these photos,
Unleash your inner
being able to do the
Sherlock and create your
sculpting.
own
I know
captivating scenes.
there's going to be people who
By
use
sharing a
the
Joy-Con 2
terrain
controller
and
or
break it
using a
certain
second
ways
set,
to sculpt
you and a
things.
pal can control Donkey Kong
This
and
seems
Pauline
like, someone who's
separately
really
to
into
buddy
art and
up in
creativity,
local
this
co-op
seems
play.
like
As
it would be
Pauline,
fun just to
you
play
can
around in
unleash
this.
vocal blasts using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. You
It'd be
can
awesome
also
if they had
copy
sort of
the
a free
material
roam
of nearby
mode
terrain to
where you're
give
not
your vocals
necessarily in
even more
combat, but you
texture.
can just go around and do whatever you want.
By working together, even tough enemies
And
don't
these
stand
bosses
a
look
chance.
interesting. Kind of curious how many of these will be.
This
It's the
game
hammer
also
music from the
supports
original game too, when you grab
Even
the
if only
hammer.
one player has the game, they can quickly share it to another player so they can join on their own system. It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch system.
There have been a lot of those
Plus,
games.
you can play online between
sort of
Nintendo Switch 2
two-player
systems
co-op
using
games that have been
GameShare
coming
via
out.
Game Chat.
Cool to lean into that as well. It seems like it doesn't require it, but it's neat that
If you
you're
need
able
a
to do
little
that.
help with all the platforming action, Assist Mode is the way to play. It guides you in the right direction.
Yeah, sometimes having an objective guide like
halves
this
the
can be
damage
really
you
helpful.
receive, and more. Assist Mode supports you in your adventure.
That also
to
looks
be
like
the
Jabu
best Kong you can
Jabu from
be.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using
They
mouse
really need to make a
controls
Mario
called
Paint
DK
game, but
Artist.
this is a good start for that.
Rotate to paint.
Being able to sculpt and paint.
Carve material. Or add some back on. You can even change the lighting and add delectable banana effects. Give it a try and sculpt to your heart's content.
Yeah, that
This
is
game
really
also
awesome.
supports amiibo accessories. A new Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo figure is also on the way. Scan.
And then we've got.
I have this dream.
I wonder if they're leaning into like the movies with this a little bit, starting to make it a little bit more cinematic. Look at this music.
I love to sing more than anything.
It's not what you think of from a Nintendo game, but that is pretty cool.
I have this dream.
All right, so
When we get to the surface, you and me, we can make it more than a dream.
so those are my thoughts on Donkey Kong Bonanza. This is an awesome direct, much better than the Mario Kart World Direct. We'd already seen a lot of that game, so they didn't really have as much to add. But they really hadn't shown a lot of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I am definitely sold in on it now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you planning to pick this up? Does this look like something you would enjoy? Or is this something you're going to pass on? Not a fan of these kind of open world style adventure, 3D adventure platforming games. Let me know what you think. Alright.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick this up. I'm looking forward to
Available
playing
July
this.
17th, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. The Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo will
Might
also
even pick
be
up the
available
amiibo now that I think of
July
it.
17th.
So that was the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button, let other people know about this, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. You'll get more content like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.